Alright, good morning, Mech Warriors. I know it's been a while. School started, been kind of busy. So, since the last update, version 1.2 has come out. There's some really good shit in there. First of all, one of the things you'll notice is that when you look at your selling, there's been some quality of life improvements that have gone in that have really made quite a big difference for me. One of the things is, you stack up all this stuff, and every once in a while you got to go and sell all your extra stuff just because there's no sense letting it sit on the shelf somewhere. Turn it into money. I'm doing pretty well for myself. You used to have to sit here and you'd have to say sell, 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 sell to get rid of these 115 heat sinks. You want to keep some, but you want to get rid of a lot of them. The quality of life improvement here is that you can now, use your pluses and minuses to kind of move this around and sell only once. It makes things a little bit easier. It runs a little bit quicker, just because you don't have to go through that sell and then update. Update the screen. This makes things easier. One thing I really think that it is missing is there needs to be an all button, right there. Because with 115 heat sinks, I want to sell probably 100 of them. 95 somewhere in there. So I now got to click this plus 100 times. Now I'm a pain in the butt. If there was an all button, I could click all, go to 115, back off, whatever I don't want to sell, and I could be in and out of here a lot faster. This is an improvement. I think there's still room for some quality of life improvements. Let me keep 20 on hand. I shouldn't need that many, but it's easier this way. I've been going through, and I've pretty much gone through my entire list. I've sold all the standard weapons. I don't need them. Except the last SRMs. I've got enough rare stuff that I picked up mostly from salvage. Although, when I get to a new planet, I always check the store, and if there's some rare stuff, I do pick it up. I'm still ignoring lasers. Recently, a friend of mine and I got talking on our Facebook group about, that's quite a bit, range. You see my builds, hopefully. Hope somebody's looking at those videos. And you'll see that I was very crab heavy for a long time. With the AC-20s and a couple of missiles. And the AC-20s are wonderful. They do a monumental amount of damage. It's nice, it's fun. But their range is pretty short, which can be kind of distressing. I've got one, I'll show you in a bit. I've got an Atlas now. I've pretty much switched over to Atlases, or Atli. The Atlases are nice. They've got a great deal more armor than the Crabs, so they're a little more survivable than I was, because I have some survivability problems. Oh, finally! Sorry, it's just, I've been trying to work on my Lyran Commonwealth reputation, and to finally see a Lyran mission show up was kind of nice. I've been moseying my way over there. I think the last time I made a video, I was somewhere over here. I worked my way all the way across the Capella Confederation here. I think it's Capella, isn't it? Yeah, Capella Confederation. Over here to the Free Worlds League, so hopefully I can get into some of those Lyran missions. So I'm happy that happened, finally. My reputation's doing pretty good. I take a quick look there. There you go. As you can see, I've been busy. I do need to get over to Canopus sometime in the not too distant future and bump that up a little bit. It's starting to get low. What you'll notice is that when you do some of these missions, like this one, it might be for the Lyran Commonwealth, but it might be because, say, the Free Worlds League is invading. So you're going to be defending the Lyran Commonwealth from the Free Worlds League. You'll gain a couple points, 15 or 16 points on the Lyran Commonwealth reputation, but you'll lose 1 or 2 from the Free Worlds League. So I happened to be in a couple situations where, while I was working on the Capellans, the Federated Suns, and the Urano Restoration, that I kept running against these, defending against the Magistry of Canopus. So I ended up, this was allied, it was full, and over time it's just kind of been bumped back. So I'm going to go grab this mission. I've renamed all my mechs. That was nice. That's made things a lot easier for me. I've created one mech that you'll see is running the PPCs. That's what I was talking about. The PPCs, they're just awful. There's Olga. She's my tank mech. Stands out front, takes all the damage. 2 AC-20s, an LRM-5 and SRM-6, kind of standard. Buff, the big ugly fat fucker. It's usually what they call B-52s back in the day. And then you've got this SRM-6, 2 SRM-6s in the AC-20s. He's got no range at all. The AC-20s are very short range. It's kind of bad. There's Tosser. 80 LRMs. Look at them. It's glorious. It's beautiful. I would love to upgrade these to 3 rarities. Just waiting for that to happen. This is what I was talking about. We were talking about PPCs, and while the PPCs are great for their damage and the range, they also do that sensor. They screw up your sensors, your targeting sensors. It's a great idea. The PPC hit reduces their to hit by 1. It's not a lot. You can get the same thing by staying behind a tree. It's also the same as having a stack of evasion, so you can move and get the same effect. It's not great. As much as I would love PPCs, and in previous games, and even the pen and paper version of like stacked PPCs, this version of PPC I am not very happy with. 7 tons, that is a lot of weight. Stability, that's good. Look at the heat. 35 points. 35! Damage is 60. Like I said, the ability to damage someone's sensors is nice, to decrease their to hit, to debuff them, but it does not stack. You hit them with 3 PPCs, they still only get -1 to hit. Why? Why does that not stack? It just makes no sense. The theory being that the PPCs create this kind of magnetic field that interrupts the ability for sensors to operate. If you get hit with 3 PPCs, there should be an increased field and there should be an increased effect on your sensors. If that's stacked, this PPC almost might be worth it. Put a PPC on everybody, and if you all target the same mech, at the end of the turn, he's got -4 to hit. That's big. That's something that you can, be proud of. Very long range. That's nice. A lot of these maps, doesn't matter. Somebody moves 1 step, stands behind a rock, you've got no line of sight. You got to come around a rock or in through a gulch or something. There's no line of sight. That range isn't always very useful. The damage is 60. That's okay. But look at this AC-20. Damage, 120. Tonnage, 14. So if you looked, the PPC, I think standard is 50. I think this is a plus damage. Yeah. So you think about it. It is basically the same damage as an AC-20 for the weight, right? If we say that normal damage is 50, 7 tons, 2 of them would be 14 tons, it's 100 points of damage. An AC-20, standard damage is 100, also 14 tons, right? Pretty good job there. AC-20 does 60 stability damage. PPC does 20. Alright, so it loses there. Heat. PPC 35. AC-20, 24. So what you're basically trading off of is this. The PPC does the same damage as an AC-20. It has longer range. It does less stability and does more heat. And like I said, the sensor damage, the sensor, whatever you want to call it, the debuff, is not worth it. It's just, I've tried a couple different builds to try to get something with PPCs on it. I know there's an awesome build with 3 PPCs, which seems to be kind of the best you're going to get. But by the time you start dealing with that heat, I've got one build that's currently on almost done refitting right now. I was able to get 4 PPCs in. I want to say it was a Highlander, a 733P maybe. I was able to get 4 PPCs in it. I think this bad boy has 17 heat sinks. Unfortunately, I've only got one exchanger, and the one exchanger is in use right now in the PPC mech I've got now. So I guess I'm thinking that when the other one is built, I will pull the exchanger out of this mech, move it to the one with all the 4 PPCs, and give it a test drive. I'm not expecting much. I am kind of digging the long range thing. I've been running crabs in the AC-20s for so long that, I'm kind of used to this, like, melee range almost, these battles. I also have always opted for the comm systems in my head because you generate more morale, or Resolve is just now in 1.2. It gives you more precision strikes, lets you, destroy mechs faster. The TTS is too much weight. I don't really see it being much effective. And I thought about putting in those rangefinders, but then you can't have... The rangefinder goes in the head. There's only one head slot, and I'd rather have it go for the comm system, which gives me the morale I want. Resolve, sorry. There's just that kind of give and take. I think that the comm systems are more effective as a system than I get out of the extended range. And without those extended rangefinders, you really only can't really very frequently use those extreme ranges for those PPCs. I'm trying to get some more range options, and that's why I'm kind of settled on this. I've got my one missile mech, my missile boat, and I've got now this PPC AC-5 build, which is kind of fun. The 2 AC-5s, 2 PPCs, and the LRM. It's all extreme range, which is nice.
I'm your spaniel.
Where are we going here? Oh yeah, this map. Okay. This one, I like to go all the way up to this top level and work my way over. They'll spawn here, and I can work my way down around. The reinforcements will come from back this way. So if you go straight up the road, you'll end up with 8 mechs on you at once. So we don't do
that. Moving to position.
Position confirmed.
So I've been trying to add this range bit. Right now I've got 2 people with extremely long ranges, and I've got 2 mechs that I can use to do sensor locks. So what I've been doing is this mech runs up, have a sensor lock, then use the PPCs and the AC-5s, do some damage there, or like take out a turret. This mummy walks up, grabs a sensor lock, the weasel cakes, throws out, he's a tosser, throws out the LRMs, takes out the turret. That's kind of fun.
I'm going.
But these extreme ranges don't really do me a whole lot because I have to use sensor locks to use them. I mean, I could probably maybe fit a rangefinder in one mech and maybe lose my comm system, but I really hate the thought of losing a comm system. I mean, I know it's only, 2 or 3 resolve per turn, but still, every little bit helps. The way resolve changed from morale. When you started, it used to be before 1.2. The minute you dropped and landed, your morale bar was equal to what it was in the ship. Now there's some kind of equation or something that I believe equates your morale on the ship to a level of resolve that you're going to spawn only when you see we actually get in visual range
On the move.
of your first mech. So you got enemy contact now, we'll drop our resolve.
Roger.
And then you earn, there it goes, and you earn a certain amount of resolve every turn based on, I believe, that morale and your comm systems. So that's what that is. I'm earning 41 each turn. Destroying a mech is... what is it? 10? Is it 10? It's like 10. I think you get 10 resolve for destroying a mech. One of the things to note here, you can see it in the tooltip. If your resolve is over 50%, your mech warriors gain +1 bonus to accuracy for all attacks. I tend not to see that very often because I tend to be precision striking every turn I can. And just like I always do, you resolve the first one. Or, not resolve. Reserve the first one. Let them come to you. Don't waste your turn. Ugh. We're not going to be able to get anywhere near anyone.
Waiting for orders.
Oh, we actually might. It's probably going to be nothing more than the LRMs, but... Let's see. Oh, it is just barely in range! Alrighty. What's he carrying? Okay, PPC, LRM. I don't have any view of that tank, so... The one problem with this is you generate that 41 resolve, or I generate 41 resolve when I first view the mech. One precision strike, and it's gone. That first turn, I don't have enough to do more than that. It kind of does put a damper on those early
Moving to position.
salvos. You know, it used to be before 1.2. That first turn, I can actually count on destroying an entire mech because I can do precision strike 3 times that first turn, which is pretty nice.
On the move.
Now I only get 1. It has changed the way I fight a little bit. It has definitely increased the it has definitely increased the time it takes to finish a mission. It's increased the number of turns it takes to finish a mission. You know, I'm not necessarily certain that's a good or a bad thing.
Taking some heavy damage.
Waiting for
That was the PPC thing I was talking about earlier.
On it.
You can see it. If I were to... Oh, I can't right now. It'll show up on the effects bar.
Alright, hit them hard now.
Oh, yeah, there is something. This last patch, there you can see it. Sensors impaired. That's where my PPC hit. There it is. So apparently there was a slight coding error. The AMT that in the brackets there is actually supposed to have an actual amount. I believe that might be a difference between when they changed morale to resolve. I'm not sure if that tooltip was supposed to go away. Obviously, there's no morale anymore, it's resolved. So I'm not sure if we're not getting the value of our comm systems. I could see that. You know, remove a comm system, see if it affects how much morale or resolve I'm generating. We are over 50, so we are inspired.
Yes,
See.
Commander.
That PPC. You know what? I'm actually going to do it.
Affirmative.
One AC-20 should be able to take out a Shrek PPC carrier, so
fire on multiple targets.
Aw, man. That's okay.
What's up, boss?
Let's see. Oh, that's what I want.
Yes, Commander.
I can use the
Location
LM5.
confirmed.
So I've got the exchanger. I have one exchanger. It's in this guy. Just because he's got those PPCs. Oh, he doesn't have... He's got bulwark. Shit. Okay, new plan.
That hit something good.
Worst case, I can split Weasel. I can split his fire. That'll be plenty. Oh no, he's got bulwark too.
Yes.
So if I'm going to split fire, it's got to be with this one. And I can't get any... Well, I might just have to dedicate an entire salvo to that Shrek. Yeah. I don't need the missiles.
Copy that.
More importantly, I don't need the heat generated from the missiles. I have one
Enemy
mech
down.
somewhere that has, I want to say, 2 AC-20s and 4 SRM-6s. Well, that's a huge amount of damage. The heat from those SRM-6s is just disgusting. I don't use that one very often. I think it might be stored it just because it was just way too much heat. It was just ridiculous. What to do? 100. I'll back off. I'll only send 40. I'll send half a salvo. One was probably enough. I didn't want to risk it.
Reporting. One less vehicle.
I would have had to have 3 missiles hit at one location. Now this guy, chances are he's going to move back and forth as I move up here. Going to end up dancing back and forth. Sometimes the AI is not great. Oh, must be a sensor lock. Yep, sensor lock.
Once more under the breach, dear friends.
So I'm at 83 resolve. That's good.
Order.
But more importantly, I'm going to take this chance to position everybody. And even more important, I'm going to let everybody ride out their heat.
Commander.
It's important to... It's going to extend the combat. Obviously this will take at least, another turn or two. We are in a... What are we, desert? Badlands? Something.
Receiving you.
Yeah, we're in Badlands, so... our heat sinks are taking a hit to begin with.
Coordinates received.
I'll keep everybody's heat down.
What's up, boss?
I've considered dropping Tosser's armor a little bit more and using that weight for another heatsink. And every time I do it, something like that happens. He got sensor locked. Now, fortunately, nobody's in range except for these missiles. An LRM-10. Whoop-de-doo. But every once in a while, we'll come on a mission where, we'll be here, and I destroy the last mech, and the reinforcements pop up here. It happened just the other day. I screamed like a little girl. Because, of course, everyone is facing pretty much like this, and they showed up right there at the top of a hill. He was right there, and fortunately they used sensor locks, thank God. but he took back damage, and it was like, wow, he doesn't have any armor to begin with, let alone back armor.
I'm receiving you.
That could have ended very badly.
Location confirmed.
So every time I'm considering, reducing his armor even further, I get nervous that he's going to end up being one-shotted. It's not going to do anybody any good.
Receiving you. Got it.
You can kind of control when you're moving forward to make sure he's way in the back and out of range. Also, being so far in the back, chances are, the enemy mechs would consider, the guys up front to be more of a threat. Hopefully they would attack them instead of him, but
Waiting for
it's
orders.
just those chances, man. It's just terrifying.
Move order received.
How's it going?
There seems to have been a change in how they resolved initiative, too.
Affirmative.
It used to be they would do, 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. If you had, on the same initiative level, they would have their guys would usually go first, and we would go first, and then you would go, and then they would go, and then you would go, and then they would kind of bounce back and forth. Now there seems to be some kind of internal, I don't know, maybe it's inspiration, because our resolve is over 50%, maybe we're being inspired. Maybe that's what's doing it, and that would be go first. But there seems to be some kind of internal system now to manage the initiative better.
Standing by.
I'm not sure if it is yet, but I'd like to see something like, if you're knocked down, you go at the end of the turn, you go last.
Moving to position.
Not only do you lose an initiative level, but, you go last. That way, there's actually a chance for the enemy to really, do some serious damage while you're knocked over. Okay, so he's unsteady now, which is good. Looks like he's standing on those rocks there.
Got eyes on hostile reinforcements.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. The reinforcements are coming from there, just where I knew they would be.
Receiving you.
Okay.
Position confirmed.
This is where Tosser does his thing.
Copy that.
Always double check your weapons. I have a tendency to assume that they're all it's going to be an alpha. And I hit the button and realized that I've only, last turn I was only firing like my 2 weapons, and I didn't fire the other 2, and I'm an idiot. Also, take a look there, because I've done it before, where you do a precision strike and you hit the button and realize the only weapon in range is a little LRM-5, and you're actually not doing anything. Instead of firing, all your weapons, you're doing a little LRM-5, and you've wasted the morale. So, sorry. I'll get it eventually. Let's see. What do we got there? 2 of them medium lasers and the AC-10. No, I can just take out. I was considering taking out that torso and destroying everything else, but I've got enough here. I should be able
All
to
weapons are go.
kill that torso. If the torso had more armor, I would have taken out that AC-10 by taking out the torso, which would take out the arm. She is not in range. That's my PPC. And like I said, that PPC,
Ready for
extremely long range. Right now, doesn't do me a damn bit of good. When you look at this map, if I can get somebody down there and I can actually see them, the range is good. But this, it doesn't matter if you got an AC-20 or a PPC. That range is the same. Coming around this corner, those extreme long ranges doesn't do you any good.
I'm ready. On my way.
And look at, by the time I get there, I'm in line of sight. I'm on top of him. So he's side on. I'm not going to precision strike this time. I could. I've got the morale to waste. But you look at it, and you're going to be splitting your hit locations between 1, 2, 3, 4. Chances are you're going to be hitting, this arm and this leg.
Firing full complement on enemy.
So you don't get maybe a precision strike, but you get maybe an accurate strike, maybe not precision, but what's almost precision.
Standing by.
The limited number of hit locations means you're pretty much doing a lot of damage on a couple. It's mostly also why I tend to face the enemy head on, by having dead on to you. They're spreading their fire against all of your hit locations. And instead of just, trying to having 80% of it hit that arm, and spread out over the entire mech, it really kind of evens out the damage to your armor. And I've got friends who believe the exact opposite and keep their sides turned.
Critical hit.
I think they're crazy, but, everybody's allowed to play their game.
They've got a lock on me.
I love seeing those sensor locks. We're assault mechs. We don't generate enough evasion to have any real effective meaning. And I'm in line of sight, so that doesn't matter. So it's almost, for me, it's them wasting a turn is what it is, which I love.
Solid connection on that one.
Sensor locks don't do any damage. Now this. That's going to knock him down at the end of 2. He's a Zeus. There'll be an assault mech. We'll have an initiative of 1. He'll stand right up, which is fine. I don't care. I'll knock him down again. More importantly, we did quite a bit of damage to that leg. And took out his LRMs. Yeah, so his large laser missed, his AC-5 missed. He hit with the 2 medium lasers, 50 points of damage. Woo! You did it with a Locust. No, not a Locust. I've only got 1 energy mode.
Reporting heavy damage.
Commando, you can do that with. Or a Cicada. Let's see. Who? Oof.
Yes, Commander.
Alright. Pick somebody who's having least money. Now, this is one of the problems. Right? If I had an AC-20, I'd be looking at 240 points just from the AC of damage just for the AC-20s. He's got 100, let's call it 160, 165 points to take out the center torso. There's 120. There's 200. I pretty much got to hit with almost everything.
On it.
Oh, I got lucky.
Tango down.
Alright, now. I'm going to reserve everybody.
They've got a lock on me.
If they get within range, I will probably make an attack. If not, I will brace everyone to drop their heat. He's an Atlas. Oh. The joke is, Granny's panties. It's kind of scary. Nobody wants to get near it. Terrifying from far away. And he's all PPCs, extremely long range, so I thought it was funny.
Waiting for orders. Roger that. Digging in.
Yeah, I could be using a sensor lock. But then I want to fire his missiles.
Commander?
We are pretty high on heat.
Roger. Venting heat and
As
stabilizing.
much as I want to attack, we'll be better off by reducing heat there. One problem I'm going to have is Tinker and Granny there is having heat problems. I might consider firing just one PPC just for splitting the 2 PPC to 1 PPC there, 1 PPC there, just for the very inconsequential level of
Move order received.
that sensor. What do I call it? Sensor degradation, something. Oh, that's right. I've got the. GV used to be over here in Granny, and he didn't have bulwark. I can only hit 1. Out of the 2, he's got 2 PPCs in the Banshee. The Stalker's more of a threat. Always more of a threat. Damn.
Aye, aye.
That's the awesome. I tried stacking a bunch of PPCs in an awesome. Awesome only weighs 80 tons, and it is. By the time I got 4 PPCs in the awesome, I think I was down to like 50 armor or something. Completely unworkable. I'm still worried about the Stalker. Nice spread, dude. Awesome job, my man.
Nothing good.
Wow. Those missiles were on tubes, man. I really did not expect that kind of damage. That's fantastic. Alright, he started taking pounding. I'm going to step him back next turn and brace him to dump that heat and get him out of the line of fire. I need somebody else to move up.
Acknowledged.
The AI it tries to focus. I'm wondering if I should even spread this. Hope for some lucky. There's so much there still, though.
Target acquired. Someone let me borrow their pom-poms and skirts. I'm damn.
With 76 damage left on his health on his center torso, that was too much to leave to chance for the SRMs. So I needed to actually concentrate. Otherwise, I would have split his fire. Done AC's one way, the SRM's the other. Let's see. Okay, so I can't hit that awesome. This is one of the problems. SRM-6, short range, AC-20. There's no standard range, so medium. You gotta be up close. Banshee with the 2 PPCs. That's 100 points of damage. Medium lasers are 25, so that's 150 he can dish out. AC-10. That's 60. I think that's 60 damage. Or 70. Yeah. The Highlander's more of a threat. He's side on. So, like I said, when you're side on, you've really limited the hit locations that are available. So, you can do just an open, unprecise strike and still really chunk into a leg or an arm without any effort. Oh,
Oh. Damn it. I'm wounded.
of course.
Ready for orders.
I gotta get him down there
Roger that.
to take aggro. That's what he's there for. Now look at that. That Banshee, he's over the heat. He won't fire anything. That's good. Almost did it. Do you see that? I almost did it. You know what? With a regular attack, I can count on getting that leg enough. Damn, and I got lucky. You see that ammo go off? It's exactly perfect. It's exactly what you want to see. You get a crit on one of those spots with ammo, you cook the ammo off, you blow it all to shit. So his missiles are out. Oh man!
Oh, damn it. I'm losing weapon systems.
Both AC-5s and a PPC. Wow. Well, you know,
Ready
that's,
for orders.
I needed to get him out of the way, and I didn't. I waited too
Copy
long.
that.
I've really got to take this guy out. As much as I want to focus on somebody else and get somebody else to draw aggro.
Ready for orders. Firing full complement on enemies.
Look at that heat, though. Ugh.
Tango down.
There's something about the region of space I'm in right now, too. It's all been moons and airless planets and badlands and deserts. I would... You know, can I get a snowstorm? Something?
Receiving you.
Alright.
All right. Back in the fight. Got it.
I think this turn is actually going to be me backing off. I'm going to back everybody out of line of sight. If I can, I can't. Olga's up front. She's going to end up taking some damage.
For orders.
Just so I can give everybody a heat break.
No shooting. Just running.
Good to go.
Heat. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm just going to let everybody...
I'm receiving you.
I definitely don't want to have him. I gotta be careful. While he's running away, I also can't have him, you know, with his back to the enemy. That would be bad.
Standing by. On the move. I copy.
The LRM-5s are not going to build up much heat. Okay, that's what we needed. Needed a heat break. He's still worried about heat. Okay.
Standing by. Affirmative.
That was nice. Perfect.
Reporting. Heavy damage. Waiting for orders.
Do we take another turn? It's still pretty high. I think we can just finish this.
Giving him everything I've got.
Normally I would hit the leg. His stability was so high already, it didn't matter where I hit it, he was going to fall over, so might as well start to whittle away the center torso so that the next guy can come up and just take it out. No revenge for Granny's Bannies.
Aye, aye.
Move forward.
Copy that.
The little LRMs aren't going to do a whole lot. I hit once.
Good, critical hit.
Here's the problem, though.
Standing by.
He's down. All her stuff is low, or short, very short range. So it looks like he's going to get back up. I'm going to get my second turn of heat break for her after all. Ooh. Fortunately, that's the good arm. And an Atlas. Your arms are empty. All your weapons are in your torso. So if he wants to take that arm, take the arm. I don't care.
Yes, Commander.
I'm going to put him out. You can see I'm also running low on ammo.
Next destroyed.
I made sure all of my AC-20s now, each AC-20 has 2 ammo canisters for it. So I run 4 in my AC-20 builds. Gives me 20 ammo, 10 full turns. We're at 15. So that's 10 full turns of,
Commander?
attacks. And I am starting to run low. I haven't run out yet. I had one mission. It was an escort mission, and there was the initial lance when you drop. There was a lance that was triggered when I picked up the convoy, and there was a lance that was triggered when the convoy reached the dropship. So there was 3 lances I had to get through to finish the mission. At the end, I had one
Orders?
guy who's only had 2 autocannon rounds left. So he had enough for 1 more turn
Firing.
of fire. That's as close as I'm getting to running out.
I'm ready for orders.
This guy
On
is
my
not
way.
going to last long, so
Engage.
it's 4 on 1. And we don't have heat problems, so that was pretty good. So we're at 100%. I think each precision strike does 30. Ooh. Get off there. Yeah, look at that. That's all ammo.
Internal damage.
That's my fault. He should not be standing up there in front of everybody.
Got it.
Nothing knocked it
Critical
over.
hit, Commander.
It's okay. Oh, it was! Surprise!
Ready for orders. Move order received.
Wow. Why did I not fire? Do you see what I did there? See what I did there? What did I tell you? I forgot to activate my missiles.
Waiting for orders.
I'm an idiot. I admit it.
Engaging.
Oh, come on!
That hit something good.
4. I had one the other day where I had 1 hit left on the head. It was like I did a hit, and it was like, no, come on, man! It's alright.
Giving them everything I got.
It's alright, it doesn't matter. It's like I said, you know, Olga had 2 rounds of ammo left.
Hostile
He
removed.
got 6. We're running pretty low on ammo, but the mission is over. So, it all works out.
Mission successful.
Sometimes I think recording these distracts me, and I end up doing things that I wouldn't normally do. Like that last one when I moved Hosser up to the edge of the cliff for God only knows what reason, and put him in harm's way. I do not do that kind of thing. That was a mistake. Don't be me. I think, was there any other big changes that came out with 1.2? Oh! It used to be, the minute enemy was sighted, if you had someone who was in the middle of their placement, if you had actually clicked their target location but not their facing, you could finish that turn, that movement. Anybody else lost their turn if they hadn't taken it yet. That has changed. For certain with 1.2, a couple of friends believe it happened somewhere between 1.1 and 1.2, maybe even with 1.1, that everybody now gets to complete their entire turn once the enemy is sighted, once you see that enemy sighted. Even if you haven't gone, you don't need to worry about making sure to click forward so that everybody gets their chance to move. Everybody now gets to complete their turn. If you get within visual range of the enemy, you cannot attack. The attack button is inoperable. It's grayed out. So you cannot attack, but you could get within, combat range if you wanted to. This is, how it actually should have been the entire time. For me, it's been a great thing. Tempting to take those. We'll see what else is there. Oh, those PPCs. I'm tempted to take some of those just because I just lost one. But then you look at those SRM-6s. Our mods are useless. There's a good comm system. That gyro's pretty good too. More heat sinks you can shake a stick at. My next build that I'm working on now is a Death from Above build. I already have 2 of these lag mods. I just picked up one that was minus Death from Above damage that I'm going to slot next. Oh man, I really want those SRM-6s. I just sold a bunch. I sold, what is it, $10 million worth of, or 10 million C-bills worth of stuff I don't really need. I am going to pick up those SRMs. Where is it? Let's see, there it is. Yeah, those are too juicy to pass up. I've got enough PPCs to replace the one that was just destroyed, so I'm not so worried about those. I'd love to find a 3 rare PPC, a couple of them, to put in that spot. I'm going to show you I'm going to take a look at Tosser, see if I can replace some of those LRMs with the 2 rares with 3s. I should really be working harder towards that, since he is my main missile boat. And I want to show you my that PPC build on my Atlas. Oh, this is slow. It is still unbelievably slow to go from into the selling section of the store. I'm still not quite sure why this takes so long to load. I'm really surprised, especially, you know, I'm playing a standalone game. I'm not doing, well, standalone. Probably not quite standalone, I imagine. There could be some data transfer when you move to a new planet or something. But why does this take so long? I mean, my computer's not, you know, ancient or anything. It should not take this long to load. There's got to be something in their optimization of the stuff they're loading that makes it this way. If they really wanted to make a quality of life improvement, they could improve this. You can see a little bar in the corner. It ticks into tiny little ticks. Oh. Raise voice, another missile decline. Let's see what orders. Your betters. Oh. Oh, punish them both. Ooh. Or do we have them fight it out in the gym instead? Ooh. I'm tempted to punish them both. Well, that'll blow off some steam. See what happens. Beating. Oh, well, that worked out well. So they each got an injury. It happens. Be a couple days. Decker's got high spirits and it increased my morale. So that worked. I've been working on the badge for hiring so many, whatever. I think it's hiring for 25 pilots and hiring 50 or something. I just been running through grabbing them. I don't necessarily, you know, I can afford it, so. Alright. Let's see what we get here. Again, this is like really slow to load. And it's not just me. I've asked around. Okay. Oh, this was a change too. We now have an all. Or you can select one type. A little bit of an improvement. See? The PPCs I got, only 2s. I haven't been able to run across a 3 yet. What was here? Damage. Or do I do accuracy? Put an accuracy there. What do we have here? Oh, my AC5s. Poor little guys. Another one. And then how many ammos did I have? 1, 2 ammos. And then 2 ticks. So you can see, I'm adding about 25 heat per alpha. Gives me definitely 3 alphas before I run into problems. Start running into problems. After that, it kind of depends. Try that one. Comm system. I think that's the biggest one I have. Yeah. there's my exchanger. The exchanger's saving me about 10 heat per turn. You know, it saves me 10. It takes up space at 2. It's 2 tons, so that would have been 2 heat sinks. 2 heat sinks would be 6. I'm getting basically an extra heat sink for free. It's not a huge deal. Part of the reason I was thinking about moving that to the mech with the 3 or 4 PPCs or whatever it was, because it'll really be effective there. You know, with each 4 PPCs, 140 heat per turn. 10% is 14 heat. That's 5 heat sinks worth. That's worth it. But there we go. That's him. The arms are a little light of armor. I probably should take those down, bring these up. I could do this. I'm happy with that, actually. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's fine, that's fine. Let's put those back. That's fine. That's actually better. I'm worried, you know, you take out those arms and that's most of his... Yep. So, you know, the Alpha's 205. That's not bad. You know, my crabs were... The Alpha was 400, I want to say. 120 from each. AC 20, 240, and then the SRM6s. It was pretty high. I want to take a look. I should have looked at my components, see if I had the LRMs to fit into this guy. Missiles, LRM 20s. Oh yeah, I have enough. I want to do it. When I first built this guy, I did not have enough. Now I do. You know, +1 stability damage, +2 stability damage, and going from 25 crit to 50% crit. That'll be nice. 7 days. It's okay. I think that was the only mission. There's the heat bank. I decided to give this a try. +20 max heat, +10 overheat threshold. It doesn't really give me much. It doesn't help dissipate heat. It just increases the amount of heat you can handle. It only costs 1 ton, so I figured it was worth going for. You look at the heat efficiency. I'm only using 21 heat per turn. If I use that 1 ton for a, you know, a heat sink, it'd only drop it by 3, be to 18. It's not really going to make that much of a difference. But look at his armor. 50s. 50, 50, 50, 50. Even center torso. 50! Look at that! He tissue paper! Part of the reason I got him look at this, the back armor, 15, 15, 15. Definitely has to stay way in the back. That is like medium mech armor level, maybe even light. That is not a lot of armor.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
This one I'm just going to repair. You guys haven't really seen me take a lot of damage like that before, but one of the things you always need to do is manage your tasks. Make sure that if you've got a couple mechs that you need that are more important. My tank I could live without, but it's only a day. Tosser, I've got another mech I could use, it's only 70 LRMs, so I'm not going to push him forward. Granny, I could live, you know, I'm probably doing less damage having her in my lance just because that range is so low. I mean, the range is so high, but the damage is lower because of it. I could probably be taking out mechs faster if I had somebody else in there that did more damage. I've been buying a lot of pilots just to try to get to my the 25. Oh wow, they changed this. Huh. That was a change in version 1.2. You used to have, what was it, 999, I think, or something? Now you've only got space for 24. I wonder what that does with the badges. Huh. I'll have to look at that. I might have lost my opportunity to get those badges. Bummer, dude. Okay. Let's see. I'm not so worried about piloting. His job is to stand in the back, so I don't care. The called shot mastery, that's an important one. I think I'm just gonna let the rest of him build. The 9s are the important spot. You know, going to the 10th spot on guts gives you another +1 health. I think you get another indirect fire penalty. Actually, if that's true, I might take that. Or maybe it's the minimum range. Maybe it goes to -120. These guys are just sitting in the back using the, let's see. Yeah, I want to do this. And this one's there. These guys are using the training pods. I'm just letting them roast. Apparently the word is you can go to 7s all across the board, or is it 3 7s and 1 6? Without actually putting them inside of a mech, which is pretty cool. No, I don't want sensor lock. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'll do that one. I'm still building everybody with tactics. Apparently 1.3 is going to completely revamp, not completely revamp, but revamp a lot of the skills. Apparently they said that Juggernaut is almost never taken. This one. Successful melee attack knocks your target back one initiative phase. Apparently nobody takes it. There's like less than 1% of all the pilots have Juggernaut. So they're talking about removing it. I mean, I've got it on a couple guys just because I was spreading everything out and it was early on and I didn't know any better. So they're going to remove that. They were talking about moving it, swapping places, so it took, you know, it was the first one or something. They're revamping everything, and part of the revamp is they're going to sell back, give you back all your points so you can move them around to wherever you want, which is a great thing for me.
I'm receiving you.
I can then move my points around to wherever I want them to be.
Mech Warrior training complete.
Like I said, those guys just been cooking for a while. So that's about it. I can show you their reputation just to get you caught up. There it is. And I can show you star map. I was over here. Worked my way over here. I'm all the way over here. Apparently this is the end of the map. I don't know what I'm going to do after that. I might head down this way. I do need Canopus, and then see what's down there. All this spot in here, this black spot, is unaffiliated. You can go there. You cannot earn any reputation for anybody, and all the stores are expensive. Alrighty, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.